I don't know. I've never done this before, but I'm going to let y'all decide. Because there's a couple of programs that I really like. I think I may have done them here before, but it's been like over a year. So I'm going to let you decide. I've got one workshop that's on communication. It's how to break the ice with people that you just met. It's called The Art of Saying Hello. Or we can talk about generational differences, what motivates different generations, what their different preferences in communication and their work ethics are. So we'll put it to a vote. First one on communication, raise your hand. Are the generations. Okay. You think you've got that? You think you've got that nailed? Okay. All right then. So there you go. And we'll get this started on this side.
Thank you.
Well, breaking the ice is difficult. And I've traveled the country and I teach people better presentation skills. You've heard that old adage that the fear of public speaking is the greatest fear, even greater than what? Death. Death itself. Can you imagine that? Or maybe taxes. I don't know. Close second there. But, yeah. What I have found, however, is that for every one individual who's deathly afraid of public speaking, there's someone else who's just as equally afraid of talking to one person for the first time. How do you break the ice? How do you do that? What do you talk about? If you go to a cocktail party, a reception, or just an after hours with people you don't necessarily know quite well just yet, how do you get them engaged? And you feel a little awkward, especially if you don't have a friend there. Now here's the sad part about it. If we do have a friend that we come there, we'll just talk to our friend the entire time. That's not good. That's not good. That's antisocial. We have to talk to others. We've got to break the ice. We've got to meet people. So I put together a list of 4 different things that are pretty safe, and one's kind of on the edge, to talk to the very first time that you meet someone. So they make the acronym FORM, F-O-R-M. The first thing, generally safe to talk about, is someone's family. Family. So who are you married to? How long have you been married? How many kids do you have? All of this. But not just how many kids do you have. We need to be looking for connections there. So because I have a couple of teenage daughters, one of them runs cross country. And if I meet someone else who has a teenage daughter, then I'm like, oh, is she involved in any sports? Well, yeah, she runs cross country for Blackman. Oh, really? Well, my daughter runs cross country for Riverdale. So we can have, were you at the meet? Were you there? I was there too. You're looking for commonality. That's what you're really searching for. And that's why I'm giving you these 4 things. We're looking for commonality. So the first one is family. Second one is occupation. Occupation. Now, I don't want to sound too sexist, but a favorite intro for ladies is to talk about families. Guys, if you meet another guy for the very first time, what's the first question you ask? What do you do? What do you do? So we kind of absorb that as our identity. So that's a good one to ask, especially men. Occupation. What do you do? How long have you been there? How did you get into that? What certifications, training do you have to have? Where have you been before? Where do you plan to go? So, F-O-R-M, family, occupation. R is the fun one. What does R stand for?
Recreation.
Recreation. Recreation. Now, this also includes hobbies and crafts. What do you do in your spare time? What do you do in your spare time? Personally, I have found that if someone doesn't have that much spare time and they don't have a hobby, they don't have a craft, generally the conversation doesn't go that far. It's just not that much to talk about. They're kind of very one-dimensional in terms of what they do. So I may not find that commonality. But even if it's not something in common, oh, I love hang gliding. What? Hang gliding. I could never imagine. What's it like? What was it like the first time that you did that? I can still ask a lot of questions about that topic. when we go into this and we find some different things that we're trying to look for the commonality, always dig for their perspective. Why did they do this? Dale Carnegie told us what's the number one topic people love to talk about? Themselves. And it's true. It's true. So if you can get them talking about themselves, even if it's 5-10 minutes, look for those commonalities. Hopefully, eventually, they're going to have the social skills to think, wow, I've been talking about myself for a long time, and they're going to think to ask, well, what do you do? And they can get to know more about us. All right? Family, occupation, recreation. Now, this is the one that's a little touchy. You have to be able to read body language. M stands for meaning. Meaning. What gives meaning to someone in their life? What's important to them? What are their goals, their aspirations? Where do they hope to be in 5 to 10 years? What are they working toward? Some people are very shy. They're just a little bit more closed off, and they don't necessarily want to talk about their future goals to someone they just met. They want to build a little trust first. So be aware of that. So if you get into that portion of the conversation, maybe they don't seem quite comfortable, that's fine. You just go back to one of the other FOR. However, there's other people that if you get them talking about their goals and their aspirations, you're not going to get them to shut up. They're just going to keep going on and on and on. Because this is their dreams. This is their hopes. This is what they want to do. And their dreams may be, you know what, my grandchildren live in Florida. I got to get there. And I talked to this lady one time, and that's what she was telling me. I got to move to Florida because my kids are there. So that's everything that I'm thinking right now is my grandkids. How do I get there? I just want to be there with them. And she was swelling up and almost tears in her eyes, and I could really feel the emotion. I felt a little uncomfortable myself, so I'm like, you ever go hang gliding? So it just kind of changed it up a little bit. But sometimes people, they love to talk about things that are most important to them. And that's where we can get to know more about them. So, if you have to break the ice with someone, don't be afraid. Take the initiative. Go stand up, go talk to them, and ask them family, occupation, recreation, and meaning. Are there any short, specific questions on this topic?
What's that class for this?
Pardon?
What's that new presentation for this?
Yeah, well, I do a number of different workshops, and on the 29th of October, I'm going to have 2 different workshops. One is going to be developing better customer relations, and I will go deep into that. That's going to be a 3-hour, probably in the morning, and then that afternoon is going to be creating the creative mind. And that's going to be a 3-hour workshop, and they're both here at the DoubleTree in Murfreesboro. Thank you for asking.
When is it again?
The 29th.
29, okay.
Yes,
October. Where do I sign up?
Give me your card, and I will zip you that. Thank you. So, all right, well, thank you. You've been a wonderful audience. I appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.